Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate filings and expose the juicy bits. Today we're diving into Metropolitan Bank Holding Corp, and let's just say there is a lot more going on than just numbers. This is essentially a current report, meaning something significant just happened that the company needs to tell the public and the Securities and Exchange Commission or CSE right away. Think of it like a company's breaking news alert. The big story here is that on the 25th of February 2026, Metropolitan Bank Holding Corp, or MaxiB as they're known on the stock market, announced a big deal. They entered into an underwriting agreement with UBS Securities LLC and Hovde Group LLC. Now, what does that mean in plain English? It means they've agreed to sell a whole bunch of their stock, which is like selling tiny pieces of ownership in the company to the public. They're planning to issue about 21,000,000 shares of their common stock. That is a pretty significant offering. The deal is expected to wrap up just 2 days later, on the 27th of February. This usually happens when there is a lot of confidence and a smooth process. And here is where it gets interesting for the company. They're expecting to rake in about $169.3 million from this stock sale. That is a substantial amount of cash. They'll use this money for various things, but generally it boosts their financial strength. Think of it as a big injection of funds. These are fees paid to the investment banks like UBS and Hovde Group for their services in helping to sell the stock. It is their payment for managing the process and finding buyers. They also gave the underwriters an option to buy even more shares if they want to, up to an extra 315,000. This is common in these types of deals and often indicates strong demand for the stock. If the market is really hungry for these shares, the underwriters can decide to buy more at the agreed upon price. The company also put out a press release to tell everyone about this stock offering. This is standard practice to keep investors informed. They've also included a legal opinion from a law firm called Duane Morris LLP. This document essentially confirms that the stock being sold is legally sound and properly issued. It is a lawyer's stamp of approval on the whole deal. Looking at the bigger picture, Metropolitan Bank Holding Corp is a bank keeping an eye on the financial markets. This stock offering suggests they see an opportunity or a need to raise capital. It could be to fund growth, strengthen their balance sheet, or pursue new initiatives, without more context on their typical financial activity. It is hard to pinpoint the exact reason, but raising this much money usually means they have plans. And signing off on this report is Daniel F. Doherty, who holds the important role of Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. His signature means the company's financial leadership stands behind the information presented. Now, let's talk about what this all means. Metropolitan Bank Holding Corp is essentially raising a significant amount of cash through selling more ownership in the company. This move can strengthen their financial position, allowing them to expand their business, make acquisitions, or simply weather any economic storms. However, it also means that the ownership pie is being sliced into more pieces, potentially diluting the value of existing shares slightly. The underwriter's option to buy more shares suggests they, and likely other investors, are optimistic about the company's future. The speed at which this deal is expected to close also points to a smooth and well-prepared transaction. Looking ahead, the key for MCB will be how effectively they deploy this capital. Will it fuel sustainable growth? Or is it a defensive move? The market will be watching closely. The fact that they are doing this registered public offering shows a commitment to transparency and following all the necessary regulatory steps, which is a positive sign for investor confidence. Alright, that is our breakdown of Metropolitan Bank Holding Corp's latest filing. What do you think about this stock offering and what it means for the company's future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and direct access to our team. Until next time, stay informed.